So greetings from Pennsylvania once again, and we're still here in Tuscarora State Forest. Just got done filming at the Hemlocks Natural Area. I've been driving forever on these state forest roads trying to find this site right behind me. This is the memorial for the C-119 plane crash that occurred here back in 1956. But the area, I drove right past it earlier. The area around here has changed since I was here last time. I was here quite a few years ago, but they've done quite a bit of logging in the area, and I'm not going to be able to do everything I wanted to do here. Well, let me show you around, then we'll shade it out. Let me read the monument. I'll tell you a little bit of history of this. So right over here is the monument, and this is called 3 Square Hollow Road. And I came down here, but this is all new. There's a logging operation going on here, so I did not. This kind of caught me off guard, and then same with over there. Everything was logged out, so I just I'm not sure why, but I just totally drove past this. I feel like there used to be a little pull-off right here somewhere. I was looking for like a little pull-off, but there was this operation here. And I knew last time I was here, there was a trail that took you back to the crash site. I don't see the trail here, but I think the trail might have been here because there's a sign right here that's been tipped over. It says, trail is temporarily closed, because the state forest map I have, Purple Lizard Maps, shows a trail going back there, so I think we'll have to let that go. Anyway, but we can still tell the story here, share this site with you, and all my notes are laying over there. Let's quick take a look here. Do some nice steps. Someone keeps some nice flags here for them and everything. So, aviation accident fatal, military, C-119G. Something I think they call it the flying boxcar sometimes. So four victims here. The pilot, Robert. The co-pilot, Walter Gordon. Is that the engineer, Marvin? And then there was a nurse on board, Gracie Young, flight nurse. All from out of Seward Air Force Base in Tennessee. It doesn't say how old they were, but anyway, date of the accident, October 26, 1956. Location right here, north slope of the Blue Mountain. Yeah, cargo was an airlift. Yeah. Crash sites right. So we're right here on 3 Square Hollow. The crash itself was back a little ways back in the woods. Yeah, years ago when I was here, I remember there being a distinctive trail that headed back that way. I walked a little ways back, but I wasn't sure. I didn't know that this memorial was here back then. I just kind of stumbled upon it literally as I was driving, exploring these state forest roads. But I didn't go back. I didn't know how far back the crash site was, or if there was anything back there at all. I don't think there is actually wreckage-wise anymore. I was thinking about that. But I don't see that trail anymore, but I think that trail went that way, and that's why that sign is there, because that was the trail. But anyway, it's closed. Yeah, so like I said, I was planning on reading my notes a little bit as we walk along the trail to try to get back to the crash site, but I guess we're going to have to adjust our plans for that. I mean, maybe, it does say the trail's closed. We'll just let that go. Like I said, I don't think there's actually anything there. They hauled all the wreckage away and stuff. But I'll just read a little bit from my notes here. They are from Seward Air Force Base, like I said up there. They left about 9:17 in the morning. They were headed to, what's it called, Olmsted Air Force Base in Middletown, just south of Harrisburg. What's interesting, we were just there this past summer, not for the Air Force Base. It's not an Air Force Base anymore, but it's anyway, I forget what it is. But when I filmed part of my series on the Union Canal, we were at the Middletown and Womelsdorf Railroad. We were right next to that area, and the guy I was with, I think his name was Dan, he was telling me the history of that area and stuff, so that's kind of interesting. Yeah, but it was not a good weather day. About 1:30 they were over Altoona, about 9,000 feet, but the weather was changing. It was kind of yucky outside. As they approached about 2 o'clock, my time's right there, about 2 o'clock they were approaching Olmsted, and he actually missed the runway because of the fog and stuff. Visibility was down to 0. So they requested a second approach. But this time they were flying about 4,000 feet, so they come down quite a bit. And then around 3 o'clock, they were on their way for a second approach. They were further out this way, and we are quite a ways from Harrisburg a little bit, but they kind of had to make a loop to make that second approach. But it never happened. Around 3:15, they crashed into the mountainside behind me. All 4 crew members, they never made it. due just to the weather. The weather kept changing, and the fog and stuff. They were lower than they should. And when you're flying, these mountain ranges go up, and you're flying too low, you don't see the mountain range till too late. Because we're right here on top, so it wasn't, it was the weather. It wasn't the pilot's fault or anybody's fault. It's just the weather. Just can't see. So it was just a routine, mission that they were on, and you never. It's kind of interesting. You never think life's gonna. None of them expected to die that day. It's one thing I think about. They're just on a routine mission, and just like that, it's gone. But it's just a sobering reality of life. They're just doing their duty, doing their job. And just like that, it was over. It's just one of those somber reminders to all of us. You never plan. You don't plan on dying on any given day, but just like that, it can happen. I wasn't planning on turning this video into some kind of sappy life lesson thing, but at the same time, we all put things off. If there's someone in your life that you've been thinking about reconnecting with and you just haven't done it, or you're someone you need to make things right with, you just keep waiting. If you wait too long, you're not gonna have a chance anymore. Like I say, you don't know how long you got, folks. So if you got something you got to do, might as well get it done. But the same goes for other stuff in life too. If you've been thinking about going places too, some bucket list item, we keep making excuses for stuff like that. Even I do. I go all over the place, but I still make excuses sometimes to not go certain places. There's places I want to go, but you think, well, there's all these things going through your mind. Just go. Just go. Quit putting it off. But anyway, I'm glad they put this memorial out here for them, because otherwise, who would remember this? Who would remember these people or this site or this crash if this monument wasn't here? Because it happened way out there. It's one of those things that just would have been long forgotten. I definitely would have no idea that this was here. If someone, I forget who placed this here, what year it was placed, but I'm thankful that it was. I think it's a good reminder to us. Who knows how many people have driven down this lonely, desolate road and pulled over to see what this is all about. Alright, but I think that'll be it for this short little video. Like I said, I was hoping for it to be a little bit longer. I wanted to hike back to the crash site and tell you a little bit about it as we hike back there, but I guess we'll just have to let that go. But yeah, just a good little reminder back here again. Nice little memorial for these 4 men and women that died back here in service to their country. Like I said, it wasn't a wartime battle thing, but that doesn't make it any less. And just a reminder of us too. Like I said, if you got things you gotta do, whether it's making things right with people or getting out there and going to your bucket list places, get out there and do it. All right, thanks for coming along. Hopefully we'll see you on the next one.